I want to see that. The Goodwill Hunting reboot starring John Boyega.
I would say, and Daisy Ridley.
But the whole thing revolves around Star Wars.
Like
but
people,
how it's not their fault.
Like people, it's not your fault. Don't do this, man. Or no, it's George Lucas in that scene, and they're like, George Lucas, it's not your fault.
No, it's gonna be George Lucas. George Lucas is gonna be Robin Williams' character.
Oh, okay.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
I can't do it.
Don't do this, man. It's not your fault. I can't either.
I can't do. Yeah.
It always comes out sounding like Bill Clinton. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. It's
or
not
something
your
like
fault.
that. Yeah.
It's not your fault. I want the robots. Can we put more robots in them?
Yeah, that's very Bill Clinton.
It is.
Very Bill Clinton.
And then Bill Cosby, bling, Star Wars in the movies and then the TV show, and it gets overkill.
Yeah, anyway. Star Wars, stop it. That's what we're getting at. Stop it.
Star Wars, stop it.
Stop it. Go back in the can. Go back. Just go away for like at least 10 years. Probably 20 to keep it just to be on the safe side.
You know, that was a really great like. Well, I think it works because when between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace you had like 16 years, and then between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens you had 10 years. So like that, a solid decade.
Just leave it alone.
It's a solid decade of no Star Wars.
Leave it alone before you decide to like beat the public over the head with it again.
Right. Just 10 like just.
You think Star Wars is kind of like The Purge? It just kind of comes along.
It just
every
like once a year. It's
just like an onslaught.
That's
like,
right.
Oh my god! But yeah, instead of one day though, it's like a decade.
A decade's worth. Yes, for the next
or
10 years.
Like Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, every 28 years it comes to life and feeds on somebody, everybody.
That's more like Star Wars.
That's more like Star Wars. But The Purge, I mean, that works too. For the next 10 years.
What's happening?
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, he was making sounds. We didn't know what he was. What was it?
I was doing the Purge alarm.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
For the next 10 years, all crime will be legal.
What would you do for the first act of the Purge? What would you do?
Watch Star Wars, of course.
No, the Purge. Would you shelter inside your house? Because I've seen all 5 movies.
Oh God, yeah, I would. I am.
I haven't actually seen The Purge. What's the concept? Just anarchy for a day?
For a day, it's the one day a year because you see the country is now run by the new founding fathers, and so. And that's basically what it is.
Just kind of let the public run amok for 24 hours.
24 hours, and now I probably
for 12.
I would probably
I thought it was for 12. Wasn't it for 12?
You're right. I think it's just overnight.
Yeah,
it's overnight.
At like
that's
7
right.
p.m.
It ends like the next morning.
Yeah, it is,
yeah. I don't have enough rage in me to hurt anybody, and I'm also outside of my job and all these little shows that I do. I'm very lazy, so I probably would just shelter in place
during the Purge.
During the Purge,
I've got a lot of rage, but I don't have enough energy.
So, like, there's that.
Like I'd probably just be in bed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like I sure, like great, go off, but I'm not going to be out there. You do your thing though. But that would suck because you would have to spend the entire year. I've thought about this before because I've seen the first one. I never saw any of the sequels or the prequel, but I was like, you would have to be like on your best behavior the entire year so you don't piss anybody off, so you don't get killed on the night of the Purge. You would have to be on your best behavior every single day.
I feel like when Lane Kiffin left, that was the Purge.
Could you imagine if the Purge was real? He wouldn't have survived. He would have died on this campus.
This was that did not show us at our finest.
No. But do you remember those days when the worst thing we had to worry about was Lane Kiffin leaving?
Yeah, now we just have to worry about
the good old days.
Now we just have to worry about looming authoritarianism.
Yeah, and World War III and global warming and
Trump.
Yeah. And what else? A possible another, one disease made it through 4 years ago. Another one could start up tomorrow if it wanted to, COVID-20, COVID-24.
COVID 2024.
It's going to, you know what? It needs to be the third party candidate. COVID 2024. Make America again.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
That's exactly what it is.
Everybody wears gas masks.
Exactly. That would be the Because every presidential candidate has like a little logo.
Yes.
That would be the logo for COVID. That would be the little gas mask.
I made sure to vote that year, 2020,
So did I.
in person.
Me too.
But wore my mask.
I wore the mask.
Stayed safe.
We did the 6 feet apart. I remember though the line for voting that in that year was out the door and around the.
I got mine pretty quick. I just found I found a hole in the wall voting booth.
Every vote counts, Pork.
Yep.